The bark heard round the ocean. It was a quiet morning in Bikini Bottom. Too quiet. SpongeBob was flipping Krabby Patties, Squidward was reading Clarinet Weekly, and Max the Yorkie puppy was practicing underwater barking in SpongeBob's living room. Arf, blub, woof! But underwater, Max's bark came out in bubbles. No sound, just a stream of little blub blub blubs. He frowned. How can I bark heroically if no one hears me? SpongeBob walked in with a spatula. What's wrong, Max? I want my bark back, Max whimpered. Above the sea, it echoed through the yard. Here, it's just squishy. SpongeBob thought for a moment. You know who might help? Sandy. She's the queen of science and sound. Off they went to Sandy Cheek's tree dome. The squirrel greeted them with a smile and a welding helmet. Max wants his bark to be heard, huh? I've got just the thing! She strapped a tiny bubble-powered megaphone onto Max's collar and handed him a jellyfish jelly treat. Now try it. Max took a deep breath and aroo woof! His bark echoed through the dome, bounced off coral reefs, shook Patrick's rock open, and even made a sleeping sea slug roll over. Whoa, SpongeBob gasped. That's the loudest bark in Bikini Bottom. But Max wasn't done. Excited by the success, he ran through town barking gleefully, woof, bark, aroo! The ground trembled. Seaweed swirled. Plankton dropped his evil spoon. But then, crack! Max's mega bark echoed through jellyfish fields and woke up the great slumbering clam. The giant clam yawned so loud it blew over an entire row of bubble bikes. Oh, jelly beans, whispered SpongeBob. That thing hasn't woken in 100 years. The clam blinked its sleepy eyes and started bouncing toward Bikini Bottom like a giant sea trampoline. Panic spread like spilled sea salt. Max gulped. I didn't mean to wake it. You've got to calm it down, Max, Sandy urged. With the opposite of a bark. Max thought hard. What's the opposite of a bark? Then he knew. A lullaby. He padded toward the clam and sang softly, not with words, but with gentle tail wags, puppy eyes, and the softest little ruff you ever heard. The clam blinked, yawned again, and settled into the sand, wrapping its shell like a blanket. The townsfolk cheered. Max saved us with a whisper. That night, Max curled up on a coral pillow, his megaphone beside him. His bark had echoed across the sea, but his heart had made the real noise. From that day forward, when anyone in Bikini Bottom heard a mysterious bark echoing through the kelp beds, they smiled and said, "That's just Max's mighty little voice."